Hello and welcome to Power Networking for Podcasters event hosted by me, the host of Life with Francy podcast, and my co-host Heidy De La Cruz, the host of the American Dream in the Eyes of Immigrants podcast. And we're here so we can get to know each other. This event is for the women in podcasting community. The amazing Jennifer Hensel, where she teaches us about how to start, monetize, and grow your podcast. Amazing resources to look in, womaninpodcasting.com. And then you can find my podcast, Life with Francie Podcast, in all major platforms, as well as my YouTube channel. And in there, I like to talk about mental health, self love, self care, trauma, hobbies, and more. I just want to create a community where we support one another in business and personal life. So go check it out. I'm a lot of fun. Anyways, let's get this show started. And I'm gonna do it by turn and Maurakin. I
Yeah,
know I said her
Laura.
name. Yeah, Mara. Okay.
Laura.
Yeah.
Laura, but
Let's
with
get
an
to
N.
know you. Do you have? You said you had a podcast.
I
Tell us
do
about
have a
your
podcast.
podcast.
So, the co-host of a podcast called The Balance Dilemma basically thinks, how the heck did they manage that? We talk to guests who are parents, partners, creators, executives, entrepreneurs, telling us what we want to know. Can you have it all and all at the same time? Co-host and I, we share tips, tidbits, suggestions, and personal narratives of both everyday men and women, and also some superstars who many of you might have heard of, um, to find out how they and you can can thrive and stay right, or at least as sane as we all can be. And what I find is that beyond the advice, statistics, and news that we bring, we find everyone has a story that explains how they got where they are. And we also have themes emerge. Like, there's some very interesting themes about immigrants and children of immigrants and the lessons that they've learned and they brought forward into business and into success. Seems like some very successful women end up divorced. So might have known about some of our guests if you follow the space about um, gender parity in the workplace or at home. I don't know if you're familiar with Eve Rodsky and Fair Play and all those things, reallocating work, the home work, um, for everyone to take more responsibility in it. But what else can I tell you about it? That's the basic elevator pitch.
Okay.
We are,
Awesome.
I should say, we are right now audio only. We go out as a radio show first, and then I get the audio files and put them up on podcast sites.
Oh,
And I'm
nice.
particularly interested. We need to learn more about growth and monetization, because growth has been very. I find it's difficult,
Yeah.
and I would call what we do. I made this up, and maybe it's a real thing. A PAAP, podcast as a product, because we're not selling my co-host legal services. We're not selling yet, anyway. Books that we've written or T-shirts. We are both lawyers by training and practice.
Okay.
She maintained a practice, and I gave it up because my family needed somebody at home, and that was sort of the original premise. Why?
Nice. I love it. I love it. You're in the right place. Jennifer Hensel has an amazing community and different events through the months, to help you, and a lot of tools and resources in womaninpodcasting.net.
Now I'm looking forward to learning more.
Alrighty. Awesome. Now let's get to know Haiti. Hi, Haiti.
Hello. That is a wonderful podcast that you have there. Really I want to connect so we can so I can learn
Great.
more about your show. Yeah. Well, as Francis says, I am Heidi De La Cruz. I am the host of the American Dream in the Eyes of Immigrants podcast, where I have migrants come on the show and share their journey of coming to the United States. They share about culture shocks that they experienced when they first came, how they adapted to living to a new country, and then just your journey here. So my mission with the podcast is to change the narrative of immigration to a more compassionate and empathetic way, educate, and then also just provide a safe space for migrants to share their story. It's been really it's for a year now I've been doing it, and it's just been amazing to listen to all these stories and connect with all these people. And and now I'm starting a new segment where I am interviewing like immigrant allies. So anybody who has helped immigrants, or they've volunteered in nonprofit organizations that's helped immigrants in any capacity, I'm interviewing them. So I just had one person, I just interviewed somebody on Friday. She is an immigration specialist. So she got certified, credentialed with the Department of Justice. So there's like a whole credentialing process that people can go through, and they can help migrants with their asylum cases and stuff without having to be an attorney, which is really interesting. And the need is very, very great right now. There's not a lot of specialists, and even attorneys. There's more immigration attorneys needed just because of the volume of work that there is right now. So I'm just really glad that God has put me in this path to be able to highlight the information, what's going on, and highlight these stories. So that is me.
I love that girl. And we did a podcast collaboration. So she has been on my podcast and I have been on hers. And it's thanks to women in podcasting community. And now we're leaders in Jennifer Hensel's community. So I just love it because Jennifer is not just about her stuff and what she has to offer. She tries to bring women with her to the top as well and share their gifts and share their mission and help them out to get their message out there and get to do amazing collaborations. Yeah, Mara,
No,
you're
you're
mute.
muted.
May I suggest, I live in a community that has a lot of immigrants, and there is a community resource center that's very active in training people in the community, training them for jobs and helping them. And it might be a source for you to find people to interview. So call the Community Resource Center in Mamaroneck, New York.
Okay.
And I just thought you might be able to find people to interview if you want a different country. I don't know where you are.
Oh, I'm in Florida. So let me see. What is it called again? I'm sorry.
The Community Resource Center. It used to be the Hispanic Resource Center, but now they call it the Community Resource Center. It's in Mamaroneck, New York, Maroneck.
Okay.
And it actually, the former director is somewhere in Florida. I don't know if you've ever spoken to Zoe Colon, Colon.
I have
She's
not.
she is an expert in these kinds of things too.
Awesome. Well,
I
thank you
That's
am.
so
I
much.
tend
awesome.
to connect people. Sorry.
Yes.
No,
No,
I
thank
we
you.
love
Thank
it.
you.
This is what this event is for.
Thank
We
you.
love it, and we have to welcome Samantha. I hate to put people on the spot when they come in. But Samantha, if you're ready, tell us if you have a podcast or you have an expertise.
Yes, hi everyone. Sorry, it's okay if I'm not on camera, or I
Yeah,
know
that's
it's
fine.
okay. Yeah, so I do have a podcast. I had it for about 4 years now, and it's on in interviewing English language teachers. Either they have a profession in teaching any type of language other than English, and so it's just about sharing their passion and how they have made an impact to their students, and also if they have any businesses, I share and promote those details as well. And it's the website which I've created is www.teachingonlineenglish.com. And that's I'm a podcast producer in there. The main channels that I have been promoting is on LinkedIn and on Like sometimes Facebook and recently Pinterest, and it's been pretty well. I've been getting a little bit of traction on Pinterest. And so yeah, I do all the editing, I do all the content creation, I do all the outreach. And so yeah, I have an interview tomorrow with a teacher. And I used to be an English language teacher myself. I used to do online, teach online, and also in the classroom. I no longer teach, but I do have a passion for talking and conversing with other English language or other language professionals. So yeah, that's me in a nutshell.
I love that. Thank you so much for sharing it with us. And I wanted to remind you, I didn't even say it at first, but in the chat, there's a Google Drive. And in there, you can put your information and you can check out others' past guests to
Mhm.
see if if you want to collaborate with them as well. So we have a Google Drive
Oh, I
going
don't
for the
see it
people
on
that
here.
have in the chat.
Yeah, I don't see it in the kind of messaging in the
Okay, maybe
um,
because you just came
I
in.
just joined, maybe
Yeah.
that's why. I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine.
Yeah,
Are you
so
are you doing it, Haiti? Or we're getting it together?
okay, cool. Yeah, so it's my first time joining this type of networking with podcasters, so it's really cool. You guys can definitely relate. And I have joined, I think, like a platform. I don't know if it was this one or another one where I would like upload my information. Yeah, it was this port. Oh, I clicked on it, it said this page doesn't seem to exist.
Oh, really?
Yes, yeah, I just went to and it
Oh.
didn't work that. Yeah, I have joined her, the Women in Podcasting, and I put my stuff in the directory and I like all the resources in there.
No, it
Okay, did
shows
you
up for
which
me.
Oh, it
link?
does?
Yeah, which link were you not able to open? Because I was
It's
able to open the Google Drive one. Let me see.
okay. It was the fancy with women podcasting. Francy. Okay, sorry. I clicked on the I was all the way at the bottom. I'm so sorry. But all the way
You're
at the
fine.
bottom,
Hmm.
her link does not work.
Hmm.
Hensel, that one doesn't work. But let me see. Google Drive would definitely, yes, it's coming up. I would
Okay.
definitely add my name here. So that's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, it's the Francie. Yeah, that one is a old one.
Oh, okay. All right. So yeah,
Yeah,
that
well,
is
now this is the part that we just start to network with each other, and usually I ask some questions, and one of the first one is always like, do we have anything to celebrate that happened this week or this month that you're proud of yourself? So whoever wants to go first, Mara.
It's actually last month. It's exactly 4 weeks ago, and it's totally personal. But my eldest son got married,
Oh,
and
congrats! That's
I
awesome.
cannot believe how happy I was. And and thank you for the celebration. Um, so I thought that was a big one.
Yeah, that's a
And
good celebration.
and I've been working on writing memoirish pieces and submitting them for publication, and so that's one I'm also working on. But it was that was a big deal.
Heck yeah, that's awesome. I wish him nothing but the best.
Thank you.
I got a new podcast mic.
Whoop whoop.
I feel like I feel official now that I got a new mic. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. So that's yeah, that's my celebration.
I love
which
it.
which mic is it? Because I have the blue one, a big blue. What
This one
the blue
is
ball.
Maono. Maono.
Oh,
It's
okay.
a
Yep,
dynamic
it's a good one.
mic. I got it on Amazon. And
Nice.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's where I
uh,
got mine too.
yeah, I'm excited because I was like Francie. I was using headsets too, and then when I would listen back to when I was editing, I was like, "Oh my god, you can hear my son in the background screaming." So I was like, "I need a new mic." So I finally got one, and now I feel
So
like
what
an
do you
official
do for
podcaster.
headphones when you're using the mic?
So I'm currently am not using headphones, but I have used the Beats studio ones like the buds. Those have worked really good. So I've used those a few times, but currently I'm not using headphones.
I
Okay.
love it. I have like a million. I think I bought up to like 5 microphones, and right now I have stuck to the headsets. They're my favorite right now, just because I can. It's so easy to take them out with my laptop. So when I have done podcast interviews in my car, so the headsets come in handy. But I love it. Congrats on the new microphone. How about you, Samantha? Any celebrations?
I apologize. Yes, I celebrations. Not really. I guess I got 2 subscribers on Anchor.
Whoop
That's with
whoop.
me posting.
Yeah.
Okay. That's to celebrate.
And so yeah, and I got a kitten. That was like 3 months ago, but or 2 months ago, and so her name is Soltria. So it's my first time being like a cat parent. I mean, a pet parent in that way. So it's really fascinating. I'm thinking of another podcast to do, but I'm not sure. I'm just like, because it is, you know, guys, how much work it is, especially if you're a solopreneur.
Yep.
And I edit my podcast. You know, some people don't do that, but I like to edit it and make sure it's like clean and professional, and so it's a process at times. But yeah, I'm like thinking of like different areas of what type of podcast I want to, another podcast I want to do, and yeah, I really like it here. And then I got another interview tomorrow with a teacher. And if you guys know any English language or language teachers, you know, professionals, are educators, or they were former, new, I would love to,
Oh
you
shoot.
know.
I think I do. I always know
Oh,
somebody.
oh really? Oh my God.
My friends always make fun of me because it's always like, "Oh yeah, I got a story or I know somebody for any
Oh
kind of
my,
situation." So I will make a note of that because
yes,
I
yes,
just had
please
a
forward them my
podcast guest.
way. What is, I'm not sure. What is your guys like podcast, your theme? What do you like talk about?
Yeah, so mine
I'm
is
filling out
just
the document now on the network, so I didn't get to like breeze through on what you guys do. So I apologize for interrupting you.
no, you're fine. Yeah, no, mine is about mental health. So
Oh,
self-love, self-care, trauma, hobbies and more. I love to bring people in and tell me about their mission, their life, a purpose, and I just love networking with people, what they have, if they have struggled with something, and then yeah, so I
oh my
love
God, yeah, I love that. I
it.
actually have 3 ebooks around like self-care.
Nice.
And so I would love to speak of there because the ebooks are around um journaling. So because I had suffered from
I'm
like
sorry, I read
situations.
what? Journaling?
Yeah, it's about like,
Journaling?
yeah, ebook on journaling, how to journal, like how journaling has helped me, like quotes and stuff in there. And then another ebook I've written was on working out because I'm a big fitness enthusiast. And so I've written that. And another one is on meditation. And so
Mm.
I actively am a meditator. And so I understand how the importance of self-care, and also if all of us suffer through mental illness in some scale and form. And so just those coping mechanism and remedies, and you know how to stabilize yourself in the society, you know, with those stressors. And I would love to speak on your podcast.
Heck
um
yeah, we have to switch it.
how do you pronounce your name, friends?
Francelyn, but I go by Francie.
Francie, yes.
Francy.
Okay, awesome. Yes, I would love to join your
And
podcast,
yeah, and
Francie.
I know
That'd be so
Haiti
cool.
loves journaling, and I love
Ah,
journaling. So
oh
yeah,
my
you're
God.
speaking, how they say, preaching to the choir over here,
Oh
because
my God, yes.
she had journals before me, but I had the dream, and my virtual assistant made it a reality. So I
Wow.
ordered my first draft of my journal. So yeah,
Ah,
journal. I freaking absolutely love it, and it has been like my main thing for my mental health. So I love that part of your mission has to do with journaling.
Yes, I so love it. I'm happy that you guys are cultivating that and utilizing it in your life. Journaling is like a great way to just express yourself, a great way to release, those type of like thought patterns. It's also a good way to memorize. It helps with memorization as well
Yep.
when you actively just have that pen and paper and just like utilizing your working hands and minds like that, those coordinations, because we're so actively on these screens and we're not like really utilizing our like brains in that way creatively wise with writing. And so I absolutely love when people are just like, yes, we journal. It'll be great to like have like in the future like a journaling session,
Heck
us
yeah.
women, that's
That's
like,
what I try
I'm a
to
big
do.
collaborator. I'm sorry, I think on the spot. It's like
No, yeah,
um
that's what I'm trying to do too. I'm trying to build a community of people that loves to journal. But another question that I like to do while we're networking is like, what kind of book are you, if you're reading right now, what
yes.
book is good right now?
A Yeah, so a book I'm reading is more like a historical book. It's called the Compendium of the Emerald Tablets, a beginner guide by Billy Carson. And so it's just about the history of our time of like the Egyptians, about the pyramids, about the about like the universe, galaxies, space, about these ancient entities that arrived on this planet way before us and how they have influenced our world now, and how we can find that internal power that they utilize in us, because we are
Oh,
gods
wow.
just like they are. People don't know that we are gods. We create so much beautiful things and manifest
Yeah,
so
yeah.
many things. And so this book is definitely like a big um, component speaking about manifesting like your realities.
Nice. How about you, Mara?
Well, I just finished The Other Einstein, which is a historical fiction book about his first wife and suggesting that she was really the brains behind his relativity theory.
Mm,
Fictional, but not impossible.
yeah.
But for anyone who's read what has been the book of the spring, at least where I live, which is, oh my gosh, what the hell is the name of it?
That happened.
This is my problem. Wait, give me a second. It'll come to me in a minute. But oh come on, it's the book about the woman who wants to be lessons in chemistry. You heard of that book?
Okay, no.
No. Okay. Well, she wants to be a chemist, and it's a, it's fictional, and but women weren't allowed to do that, and all the men that took advantage of the position, and the only way she could teach chemistry was by becoming a cook, teaching cooking on a TV show.
Okay.
It's really a great book, and I will say that it's part of the balance dilemma. We talk a lot about books. First of all, we interview a lot of authors,
Mm-hmm.
but we actually have coming out, I think, this week our book list, because one of the recent podcasts to air was with two local librarians,
Nice.
because reading is part of life.
Yep. That's how I
And
always ask
and I will just
it.
add that we find that a lot of people recommend journaling. I was shocked because
Yeah.
an interview we did a week and a half ago that will air later on the radio. We go out on the radio, and then a couple weeks later, I get it out on podcast side. Was with a doctor who created a diet, and in her diet book, she talks about journaling and not just keeping track of what you eat. That's not what she's talking about. She's talking about actually journaling, and I was just really surprised
Mm-hmm.
to see that in a diet book, a business book, where we had two of them um, talked to the authors. They also were suggesting journaling, and some of them drawing and other creative stuff. That's very interesting.
Yeah. I love that. How about you, Haiti?
So I am reading The Richest Engineer, which is, I can't even pronounce the author's name because he's from India. Yeah. And I am actually, my newsletter that comes out tomorrow is actually talking about a chapter that I'm reading. It's a financial literacy book, and he just gives practical step by steps yeah, step by step practical things to up your financial literacy in storytelling. So he's like telling a story, but he's like giving, advice and tips. And the chapter that I'm currently on is within the story. The guy is remembering what his football coach had told him when he was in college about different things to make more money, right, to up your skills. And it just the step that he's talking about right now is like be a continuous learner, so just like always be willing to learn. And so he's like, if you want, to make the most money or whatever it is that you want to do, just make sure that you're the best at it. And how do you become the best at it is just always learning in the industry, always trying to find new ways to do things, because it's always changing, like things are always changing, so just try to stay updated with like the latest things. And yeah, so that's what I'm reading right now. And I'm a big reader because reading is, like it's amazing, like you learn so much. But I love when I'm reading a book and they reference another book and it's like, I
Oh,
already read
yep.
that book.
I'm going
Yes.
that.
Like I already read
That's
it. I love
awesome.
that. So that's what I'm currently reading now. And I'm trying to get into what's the other one? Because there's a Netflix special called Living Your Rich Life. And
Okay.
again, I can't remember the guy's name, but it's on Netflix and it's really, really good. And it's about, how like you writing down. So he has a journal that he gives his people, and he has them like write what their rich life would be, like what to visualize it and write it down. And then he helps them get there. And what I loved about it is that no matter if you have a 9 to 5 or you have your own business, like you can still live your rich life, right? Because it's
Mhm.
different for everybody. And I feel like, especially now with social media, there's like a big misconception right now that like you need to have your own business in order to be like wealthy and stuff. But it's like if you don't want to have your own business and you work a 9 to 5, like you can still build wealth. So I bought his book. It's called I Will Teach You to Be Rich. That's the next book I'm gonna read because the Netflix special was really, really good. And so watching the Netflix special, I was like, man, like I was already doing some of the steps that he had suggested. So I was like, I'm not doing so bad financially. So it was
Yeah.
like giving myself a pat in the back, like, but
Nice.
that's where I'm currently at with financial literacy.
I love that. And yeah, we usually harder on ourselves, when it comes to the goals and stuff like that. Cause I know for me, I am exactly where I prayed 10 years ago to be. And yet I'm still super hard on myself because I should be ahead of what I prayed for 10 years ago. Like, what is wrong with me? But for me, I want to start reading again Jen Sincero's book, You're a Badass, because I went to her book signing. She's celebrating 10 years of having her book out. And she's an amazing woman. And I was like, oh my gosh, I need that energy again. But I am super dork, so I'm watching the show Firefly Lane Girls on
Yeah, I haven't seen
Netflix,
it.
and I'm listening to the audiobook too. So my brain is all over the place because I don't know if it's in the book or if it's in the show. But yeah, I love that. So, and a good app. I told Haiti about it. I don't know if she checked it out, but for 12.99, I think it's Scribd, and you get all the audiobooks. So I am having so much fun. I had already saved like 10 or 20 audiobooks, and it's an amazing app if you like to listen to audiobooks. I listen to podcasts and audiobooks as I am working my day job. So is anybody had any questions or want to share any last thought before we leave?
No, this is lovely meeting you.
Feeling is mutual. I always love it. I always have new people coming in, and I love networking and getting the group more active. She has amazing posts on Monday Matchup. You can find people for your podcast or go as a guest for other people's podcasts. Wednesday wins, Saturday shine. So, and you just get to network with other women in there. So it's a good community to be in. And for resources and tools, you can check it out at womaninpodcasting.net. So if that's it, I am gonna say bye-bye.
Hi,
Well, it was
Francie.
lovely meeting you
Oh,
all.
go ahead.
Oh,
What?
yeah, I would love to connect with you. I try to do the one-on-one schedule with you for the podcast.
Yeah,
And I would
Calendly is like really bad right now. I will send you a message. Are you active on Facebook?
yes,
Which
yes.
app? Okay, so I will send you a
Okay.
message there, or you can send me. Let me put my email because right now Calendly just stopped working for me.
Oh
So
no.
I'm going old school till I figure it out. And I've been telling people, but I only have 5
Okay.
days available in July because I'm trying to set
Oh,
myself boundaries because I work 10 hours and
yes.
it's very hard and I'm crazy because I'm an
Yeah.
extrovert. So I'm like, oh yeah, I can do interviews after work. No, you can't do interviews after 10 hours. So then I've been using my days off. But now what I notice is like I'm not leaving any days off through the month. So now if I'm not delivering mail, I'm doing something with the podcast. So I'm trying to set up some balance and
Hmm.
I'm only gonna be
Ah,
working 5 days in July. So boundaries. Whoop whoop.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, definitely got to put those boundaries out there to like have that time constraint for yourself. I would definitely email you as I would love to join your podcast and share these like helpful tips. And yeah, ladies, it was wonderful connecting with you guys. I will definitely join next month on our networking circle. Yeah, it was really cool listening to you
Nice.
guys about the books that you've read. I've actually subscribed to the How to Be Rich. I have
Nice.
subscribed to his newsletter. So I yeah, he has one. His newsletter was amazing too. And that's cool that his Netflix film is like pretty big as well. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
And he's
That
a
is.
really good guy. But
And that remind me,
Samantha,
yeah.
yes.
I may have a guest for you. I'm gonna reach out to her
Oh,
to see
okay. Yes, yes,
if
yes.
she's interested.
Okay, I put my information in the but yeah, I'll write it here, my email. I would love that. Yes, yes, yes. Please, the more the merrier. I
Yeah.
like do my own outreach and um yeah, it's like if people could referral, that would be like amazing and super too. Like
Okay.
I could give people for you guys, like I know, like my community, like I can get someone to join you guys or I can even share my thoughts, and just express, whatever I can. But
That
yeah, that's great.
Yeah, I'll reach out to her to see if she's interested in being in the podcast, and then I'll
Yes,
send her
yes.
over your information, and we'll let you know. I'll do the connection.
Okay, cool. Yes, that'll be wonderful. Heidi. How do you pronounce your name again? I'm sorry.
Either or. Haiti is in Spanish, Heidi's in English.
Okay, okay, nice. Two way. That's really unique. Okay,
Oh,
perfect,
I love
perfect.
that.
All right,
Oh, yeah.
ladies.
And you can catch Power Networking for Podcasters event every third Sunday at 7 p.m. Central Time. Anyways, hope you guys have a wonderful week.
You too, and also
thank you.
congratulations on your son's wedding. I didn't
Thank
want to.
you.
Yes, you're welcome. Have a
Thank you.
beautiful week, guys. And yeah,
You
this was
too.
amazing. You
Yeah.
guys
Bye
are lovely.
bye.
Bye bye.